Well, on a fine Monday, those Senate Democrats stood tall and declared their intentions to take action. They aimed to summon a pair of well-to-do conservatives and a legal activist who have generously funded extravagant travels for some of them Supreme Court judges. Their goal? To pressurize that high court into beefing up its code of ethics. The leaders of the Senate Judiciary Committee, they stated that come November 9th, they'd cast their votes to give the nod to subpoenas. Now, these subpoenas are like summonses for information, and the folks they've got in their sights are none other than Texas tycoon Harlan Crow, a Real buddy and supporter of Justice Clarence Thomas, and a certain Leonard Leo, the conservative legal activist. The peculiar thing is, them Senate Democrats don't need no Republican votes on their committee to make this happen, and they ain't gotta take it to the whole Senate for a separate vote neither. Their beef? They want the lowdown on all the gifts Crow's been showering on Thomas, a whole lot of undisclosed riches, including private jet rides, real estate deals, and other treats. Seems there have been news stories about the justice not tellin' folks about these here perks, and that's got the hollerin' for the court to tighten up its rules on ethics and be more open about when them judges need to step away from a case due to possible conflicts of interest. By accepting these lavish, undisclosed gifts, the justices have let their rich benefactors and other folks with business before the court sneak right into their private chambers, all the while shielding their shenanigans from public scrutiny, declared Judiciary Committee Chairman Richard J. Durbin, D. Ill, and Senator Sheldon Whitehouse, Democrat Rhode Island, in a joint announcement. It's mighty important we figure out just how folks with a dog in this here legal fight can use these secret gifts to cozy up to the justices. Now, them Senate Democrats have been backing a law that would make the court follow the same disclosure rules as the House and the Senate. But Chief Justice John G. Roberts Jr. says the court's got a mind to be its own boss and show the world they're all about high-class behavior. And three other justices, Elena Kagan, Brett M. Kavanaugh, and Amy Coney Barrett, they've been telling the world that the court ought to have itself a proper code of ethics. Back in May, them Senate committee folks asked Crow for a list of all them gifts he's been given to Thomas that are worth more than $415, which is the most a federal judge, including them justices, can accept without spilling the beans. They also wanted to know all the details of where Crow put up Thomas and his wife and how he got him from place to place. In response, Crow's lawyer sent a letter saying the committee ain't got a good enough reason for poking their noses into this friendship, and they ain't got the authority to look into it. After some back and forth, Crow offered up a bit of info, but only for the last 5 years, and them senators, they said that just wasn't enough. Crow says he never tried to twist Thomas's arm when it came to making court decisions, and Thomas, well, he reckoned he didn't have to say nothin' about them free trips from his good friend. On this here Monday, Crow's office said he gave the committee plenty of info, despite some real concerns about privacy and the Constitution. They said the committee's already passed the laws them lawmakers say they need this info for. They reckon it's all just a scheme to tarnish a sitting Supreme Court justice for political reasons. And that Leo fella, well, he didn't back down neither. He said he won't bow to that liberal McCarthyism that's trying to take down the Supreme Court for following the Constitution instead of some political agenda. Now, them committee folks, they also said they're fixin' to subpoena a conservative donor named Robin Arkley too. ProPublica says Arkley gave Justice Samuel A. Alito Jr. a free fishin' trip up in Alaska back in '08, and it was organized by Leo. Alito, he says he ain't gotta tell folks about that trip in his financial reports. The law says top officials in the government, even them Supreme Court judges, gotta let folks know about their investments, gifts, and other money comin' in from outside sources. But here's the rub, them justices are feelin' the heat 'cause they ain't got themselves a proper set of ethics rules that apply just to them 9 folks in them fancy black robes. The Chief Justice could fix this problem today and adopt a binding code of conduct, Durbin and Whitehouse added in their statement. As long as he refuses to act, the Judiciary Committee will. Over yonder, the Senate Finance Committee just released a report about a loan that Thomas got from his buddy to buy himself a luxury motor coach back in '99. And them Democrats on the committee say Thomas made a few interest payments. But the rest of that loan got wiped out by his pal in '08 without Thomas giving back much, if any, of the principal.